Hello everyone, my name is Ned Finn. Welcome back to the stream. Hello, Bert McMaud. Good to see you in chat. So today, was indicated by the title, I'm going to be displaying my basic competency at Magic the Gathering Arena. I played a little bit of this on last Tuesday's stream. No stream last Thursday. I do apologize. I'm probably going to make up for that at some point. But yeah, so last Thursday I played and I was just I had just started playing Magic the Gathering Arena. Hey, Born Loser, good to see you in chat as always. But now I'm sort of back in the flow. I've got a nicely refined deck that I came up with myself. No deck lists or anything. I just it was nice to be able to, have an environment where I could test the deck live, basically, to where I could see a problem, fix it in the deck editor, and then go and test it out and then sort of refine from there. So we're going to play just a little bit with there's events going on. Cool, I guess. We're going to be playing a couple matches. I want to get so here we have some goals. Let's try to get this done, the white and green deck unlocked, and the reward pack done at the very least, and then we can maybe mess around with a little bit of other stuff. But now it's Here There Be Gerblins all day every day. I really hope that I win this first game so I can show you all some base level competence here. But against Samo, 1327 as the opponent. Okie dokie. Frijoles Frios. Not a terrible opening hand. I would like a 1-drop, but I think we've got Brightburn, or Burn Bright, Raid Bombardment. We've got our big bomb. A second Nest Robber, which I love to see. I will check out the starter red-green deck. I don't know if I'll check that out on stream today, but I'll look into it. Crushing Drawbridge. Okie dokie. That's unfortunate. Have a very good defensive turn 2 play. You know what we might actually use for the first time ever? If I can get Goblin Trashmaster out on the field, I might actually use his special ability. Impassioned Orator. I'd like to be able to take him out with a shock if I can get my hands on one, which doesn't look like it's going to happen for right now, but that's okay. I feel confident attacking with both of my dudes. He's definitely got a life gain vibes going. That's fine. Well, red-green does have is pretty potent when it comes to an overall power level. I've seen some real nasty red-green decks in my day. He didn't block with Crushing Drawbridge, which seems like a tactical error. Maybe he suspected tricks. It's possible. I'm surprised that he blocked. He didn't block with the Drawbridge, though, honestly. Hallowed Priest is an issue. He's less of an issue if we get rid of Impassioned Orator. Okie dokie. Honestly, this dude might be outpacing me. Just being honest. Raid Bombardment will help. 2 Raid Bombardments will really help. I don't think I attack yet. We can maybe next turn I might use Burn Bright. Get the raid trigger off. Then Burn Bright. Yeah, this is becoming an issue here. Oh no, he gave his creatures haste. So what? You can attack with Fencing Ace and nothing else. Okay, okay. So that's 6 damage. He had the presence of mind not to. I don't think we're gonna win this one, but I don't really want to do blocks. That's an awful lot of damage, though, huh? Okay, I think a 3/3 with double strike is a big ol' problem. So let's deal with that. Okay, let's do this. We might get 4 damage through. But I at this point, I think this dude's got me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, white can be very aggro. Not just... It's a... Based on the mana structure that he's built there, it looks like it might be a white-blue deck, so... Probably aggro with some tempo in there. I doubt it's a control deck just based on the creature layout. Go defines destiny. These sagas are brand new to me. Like I've never seen anything like this. I think they're cool. I guess I've seen them in Theros Beyond Death, and I've seen them. I guess they've got them for Kaldheim as well. So I guess the saga thing is like evergreen, I suppose. I mean, we'll block Impassioned Orator to spare us a little bit of pain, but at this point, if he had a single direct damage spell, he could take us out more likely than not. And we'll see what we draw into. There might be something fun there. Actually, no, you know what? Unless... Yeah, GG, my friend. Because he had the Flutter Fox. He would have gotten through with damage one way or the other. Yeah, I have been out of the loop on Magic. Let me see here. When did Dragons of Tarkir come out? Dragons of Tarkir. Check the MTG wiki here. So, yeah. What's Tempest Remastered? Modern Masters, Magic Origins. Okay, so Magic Origins, which came out 6 years ago now, was the last set that I played. I went to a pre-release for Magic Origins, and that was the last time that I played. But let's give this another shot. I'm confident that we can pull off a couple of wins here. We were up against a deck that actually went faster than mine, which is sort of impressive on their part. Lack of removal didn't do me any favors either. Like, I would have liked a shock to get rid of Impassioned Order early on. Yeah, this is a good opening hand. The mana has me a little bit worried, but we should be okay. We'll have something to do for the first couple of turns at the very least. I think R34 Jero Megter. Okay. I feel good about this. This is a good way to open a game. Here's fingers crossed that we pull a mountain, and did pull a mountain, which is great. He's got Death Touch. Honestly, here's what I think we do. Let's swing. Okay. And then we throw out Nest Robber. He would have blocked. He probably would have traded up. with his Death Touch on the Nest Robber. I would have liked to have gotten in those 2 attacks, but, you know, it's fine. Honestly, it's hard to say which of these dudes I want to shock more, but let's get silly with it. I'm glad to hear that. He's probably gonna block the Nest Robber. That's okay. No, he took the damage straight up. Okay, he's saving Tajaru Nightblade for bigger things. Little does he know, I'm pretty sure that my power curve in terms of creatures tops out at Goblin Trashmaster as a you know, a big and tough 3/3. So that being, let's fuck up his mana curve a little bit here, because Elysian Caryatid is just better Llanowar Elves. It's Llanowar Elves with the added bonus of getting doubling the mana output if you have something that's 4 or bigger on the field. And I know that we're not actually using Llanowar Elves anymore. It's Woodland Mystic or whatever, but you get my point. Let's do the attacks. Raid Bombardment is so good for this deck. Okay. He'll kill him, so let's get Rimrock Knight. Or the Boulder Rush, I guess. Yeah, I feel very confident that we've got this in the bag. Okay, that's fair. It's a little unfortunate, but it's fair. We're not going to attack this turn anyway, so let's do Goblin Trashmaster for now. No attacks. You know what? Actually, hold on. If he can't get another creature out on the field, which he can, we've nearly got this one. He's not put anything big out. He needs to block both of my creatures next turn, I think. Oh, hello. Okay, bye. He figured out he was a little fucked. There we go. Victory. Hooray. Yeah, no, I've like I said, it was really nice to take the base Goblin deck, right? And then play with it and be like, hey, I like this. This is fast. This is fun. But it could be better. And then working to tinker with it, refine it, you like test it against actual people, like a variety of opponents. Like that's always something I was sort of missing back when I was playing a lot of Magic, like physical, like IRL Magic. I didn't have like a roster of people that I could get together with like multiple times a week to test out decks. I was basically testing against myself, which is, you know, a little pathetic, but you do what you got to do, you know. This is also another very good opening. I really like having Inescapable Blaze as like my big bomb. I'd prefer something that was like a mana or 2 cheaper that could only target players, but that sort of thing doesn't typically exist. So as if the game has gotten to the point where I have 6 mana on the field, I probably, you know, it's probably going to come in handy. And yeah, I've always enjoyed deck building. I think deck building is nice and fun. People love these frickin' lifelands. Like, I get it. Like, I'd take, you know, Scoured Barrens over Orzhov Guildgate, you know, the not Skylands, but the Lifelands are just better guild gates. Also at common. But, you know, it's a whole thing. Okay, let's see if we can get some fuckery going here. I'm hoping Yeah, she's going to block. If she's going to block anything, she's going to block Nest Robber, right? If your end step, if you gained 3 more life. Okay, so there's going to be some life link in this deck. Go on. Just block it, man. You're fine. You can block Nest Robber. It's not dog, it's not even an issue. All right? Just block it. Just block it. Just fucking block it. You know you want to. You know you want to. Indulging Patrician, it's got a big old bud on it. It's not gonna it's only got 2 power. You're fine. Oh shit. Oh shit. That was my fault. Oops. I didn't hit the resolve button. Okay. All right, fine. Throw down a Gerblin Gathering. See, that would have worked if I had a Scorching Dragonfire in my hand instead. I probably gave them too much time to consider the move. Oops. Okay. Okay. Yes, there's some life gain, some serious life gain shenanigans happening here. That's fine. Let's throw down Raid Bombardment and Raging Goblin. Raging Gerblin. She's probably going to block my Nest Robber this time at least, but at least we'll get off 5 damage from Raid. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have 2 main phases for a reason. The turn order is untap, upkeep, draw, main phase 1, combat, main phase 2, end step. So you can do combat and then play things afterwards. Ooh, okay. All right. He's able to just pop that. Okay. I still feel good about attacking with everything because it's 4 damage. It's going to be minimum 6 damage. And he's going to block, yeah, pretty recklessly because he knows I'm tapped out, but whatever. Two Griffin Aries, which I'm not loving, to say the least. Let's shock his Hawk, and let's get rid of Miss Lifelinker here. There we go. Lol. I mean, I'm sacrificing a goblin to do it, but fuck it. These Griffin Aries are going to become a problem, I predict. Especially if he has more spells like, what was it? Yeah, the Light of Hope thing. Baneslayer Angel. First strike and lifelink. Protection from dragons, protection from demons. I might need to blaze him if I can draw the mana. I've got 4 lands presently. I think this dude might have it. Maybe I'll Storm Strike next turn, just try to do a little bit of card fixing. I don't know if I said this. I've gotten this deck to the point where it's winning about half of the games it plays. Maybe a little less than that on some good days. Maybe a little bit more on some better days. Bake into a pie. Okay. Well, fuck it. In response to that, Do I even want a nest robber? I guess so. I mean, I know when I'm beat, I don't think this is gonna... This is not gonna resolve with me winning. Let's see. Let us see. 9 creature spells. It's got to get... Okay, I think we can... If we win the next game, we can definitely get that, and then we should cast at least 5 red spells in the next turn. Yeah. I used wild cards to fill out some stuff in Here There Be Gerblins. Like, I got an extra Goblin Trash Master. I got some more raid bombardments. Yeah, I've used the wild cards. It's not just solely stuff that I've pulled out of packs and been rewarded with, or awarded with. Rewarded with. Let's mulligan that. I cannot keep this. We're going to mull to 5, and I'm not going to be happy about it. Okay, fine. Let's toss a mountain and one of the raid bombardments. I'm not pleased with this. Spirit of the Heavens. Okay, so here's where we get to do a clever thing. Before their turn ends, we're gonna shock them. Get rid of that. I'll spend. Thank you. What did that even do? Okay. 7 more life than you total. Okay. Only as a sorcery. See, that's going to be an issue. I can't deal with the Griffinary. I don't have any enchantment removal. I have a teensy bit of... A teensy bit of... What do you call it? Let's see if they're going to be as coy with their blocks. Hey, there we go. Thank you very much. Get bent. Raging Gerblin. And then we can throw out Rimrock Knight at the beginning of next turn. Assuming we don't draw... If we draw another mountain, I think we put out our raid bombardment. Outrider. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Let's do that. It's probably going to block Raging Goblin, but that's okay. Maybe he won't block at all. I mean, she should, or he or she should realize that I'm tapped out. But whatever. You could have safely blocked Raging Goblin. Yeah, I think I might actually pick up like one of these new decks and like do some deck building on stream, like some refinement on stream. Lifelink, 2 health. I'm getting fucked over here with just 2 mana. It's very unfortunate. Like, that's a big lifelinker. I'd like to draw a shock to kill it. This person seemed really hesitant to block. Not that I'm complaining. see here. Blizzard just wants to see all the aggro goodies. Yeah, man, knowing the information about how turns play out is huge for me. It just seems like a really good deck. Smack in the face before they even get a chance to think. That's the idea. Yeah, I'll give it a look. See, I want to block with like if I had a Storm Strike, I'd fuck up his rider. Okay, so you have to grant it. Haha. See, now he's tapped out, you see. So he can't even give the thing indestructible. So get bent. Nest Robber might get through. Rimrock is probably going to get through. I'm not so sure about Tin Street Cadet. But if they block... Okay, well, at least I get my free Gerblin token. And their lifelinker is dead now, which is very important. I am wanting for life here. It's that simple. The lack of... Or not life, land. I'm doing okay for only having two mana, right, at my disposal. I mean, this is getting kind of ridiculous. I mean, I know that I'm only running 22 lands in this deck, but come on. Got a bunch of flyers. If they buff any of them, I'm fucked. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna win this, so I'm just kind of going in full on. Oh, how do you know when they're tapped out? Because all of their lands will have the tap logo on them. What color did I gravitate towards back when I played? Honestly, kind of whatever. I think I was drawn more towards, like... I'm not fucking winning this. They've got 3 flyers in the air. GG. To, like... Honestly, sometimes I just did really dumb stuff. Like, I tried building a red-white control deck, which didn't work out at all. I ended up splashing blue into it anyway, and it became this weird, like, mid-range combo thing. I purpose-built a curse deck back when that was still a thing for Friday the 13th, for Friday the 13th in October. Okay, so we have a white-green deck. I might check that out. My most recent... This is a ways back. The most recent deck that I had that saw any kind of like actual competitive play, and it was a decent deck. There were components in it that, if money weren't an issue, that would have been replaced with other things, like running, I guess, Murder instead of like Hero's Downfall was a good example of that. And then slotting in Utter End if I had Planeswalkers I had to deal with. And I got burned quite literally after the last... I can't do an opening hand with... There we go. That's fine. I'm going to get rid of Storm Strike, which pain... Actually, no. Fuck that. We're going to keep Storm Strike in. Going to get rid of this mountain. We're going to get rid of Raid Bombardment. Okay? So we can scry for land. But yeah, the most recent competitive deck that I had was an Abzan mid-range. An Abzan, that was Dragons of Tarkir. There were 5 wedge factions, so you had 2 aligned colors. Each of the wedges were 2 aligned colors, and then their mutual enemy color. So for Abzan, the aligned colors were white and green, and then their mutual enemy color, black. So it was a red-green-black deck. Pretty fun. Had Siege Rhino in it, which is a super fucking fun card. I don't think they're going to block. Although, no, they might. They might block Nest Robber. No, they're blocking Tin Street Cadet, which is a weird call. But whatever. Okay, well, that... okay. Might not have been my best maneuver there. Well, we'll see. Yeah, that first opening salvo was not great on my part. What did they just do? Compound Fracture, and then they just play, yeah, Forbidden Friendship, which is like... That's such a weird card, but I'm really into it. Mostly because my human dude looks like he's gonna bone that dinosaur. Yeah, I know. Let's do Rimrock Knight. Why not? Just the actual body, please. Thank you. I can't block with him, which is unfortunate, but whatever. Have I given you pause? P3SO. Discordant Piper. I think I actually know the deck that he's playing. I think it's just the... yeah, there's a red-black deck that has some of these cards. I just... Fire Prophecy, okay. Which is like a shittier version of Scrying. Well, no, it's not even Scrying, it's like Rummaging. Mm-hmm. Go on, block. Block him, see if I care. Storm Strike, motherfucker. No, I need land. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this dude is 100%. What is it, like Black Tides or something? I'm offended that I'm losing to this deck. By the way, I really am. Because I don't know if this has been edited at all. I'm gonna scoop. This is a low mana deck, people, but I need more than just 2 lands. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't help that I'm running slightly fewer than 24 lands. I'm only running 22. But whatever. We're only 30 minutes into the stream. I'm gonna take one more shot at this, right? Part of the issue is that I think I've won consistently enough that I'm going up against people who slightly know more what they're doing. But these opening hands have been kind of garbage. This is why you want. I mean, let's keep it, see what happens. I feel bad about starting more games with only 2 lands, but at least I got more options of stuff to mess around with. Temple of Abandon. Their avatar, by the way, is Sarkhan Vol, the Mad Planeswalker. Yeah, it's not even the issue isn't the lands. The issue is these hands that I've been taking. I think I just need to be more discerning with the opening hands that I go with. shock the Nessian Horn Beetle out of existence. And then it's what, 2 card draws now, and I've not gotten a land, which is concerning. Well, that is an option. Low mana decks are a thing. This is what I have here is supposed to be a low mana deck. I'm just getting kind of screwed up a little bit. If I can get a third, I'm golden. It's cushy. I really like these sort of almost lenticular cards. Yeah, so this is gonna be a fucking problem. Let's do this. This is a little, like, dumb aggro, but it's okay. I feel once I get a frickin'... Oh, they can't even use that because they... Oh, that's hilarious. There we go. Okay, I feel good now. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. Next. Attack, attack. Target what they don't block. Actually, hold on. Do I want to get rid of this thing? No. Do I, though? Just battlefield, put a trample counter. Okay. Yeah. Let's just do all damage all the time. It leaves a 3/3 on the field. I don't feel great about that, but, you know. It's whatever. He's having a good hard think about what he's doing next. What did you do? That was a misplay. He has no creatures with trample. That he just fucked up, plain and simple, which I'm fine with. Let's do a Gerblin Gathering. More than halfway there now, born loser. I don't know if this guy's getting man screwed. See, this is the problem with just like one-off games rather than 3-game rounds. That's really shitty creature removal right there. I'd take that out of the deck. Unless you have like a bunch of giants. Like that just feels like, that feels bad, man. Let's do Goblin Gang Leader. Yeah, let's do that. And let's not attack, actually. I know, it's a shock. But, if we don't do attacks, we'll have, he's probably going to use Hornbash Mentor. Yeah. Well, no, I guess he can't, actually. Never mind. Pfft. He doesn't have the mana for it. Are you going to attack me? You're going to Scorching Dragonfire. That's fine. Goblin Gang Leader served its purpose. Okay, let's... Next. Let's do all attacks. Actually, let's... No, because he might... Yeah, let's do this. Gonna Burn Bright. And then we're gonna Storm Strike. We got 4 lands, which is about all we need. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. All right. If we pull a shock next turn, we got this game in the fucking bag. I mean, life discrepancy, pretty severe. So, yeah. If I was like 10 life and he could draw into something good, maybe. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see. But yeah, no, I remember. I was talking about my Abzan deck. I think that like at its most valuable, like that might have been worth like a couple $100 in total because it had like planeswalkers in it. It had some good lands in it. The planeswalkers really upped its value. I had like 2 Ajani, Mentor of Heroes, and 2 Elspeth, Sun's Champion, I think, and those were probably worth like 40 in total. So I don't know. Like I put a decent chunk of good cards in there. So whatever. Let's see what. I know, Born Loser, I know that you keep talking up this red-green deck. I'm gonna get to it, but I'm curious about what this Into Adventure looks like, right? And we could spend the rest of the stream. We got through like 4 or 5 games in the first 45 minutes of the stream. Got Fairy Guide Mother. I've seen this card before. Giant Killer. I think I've seen this deck before, honestly. I feel like there's a lot of people who are running around with fairly, like, relatively unmodded. Banishing Light is a good card. Banishing Light is basically a cleaned up version of Oblivion Ring, which was a card that did almost the exact same thing, except there was a way that you could, like, you could loop it. Like, there was... You could do something that would allow you to, like, permanently exile things by, like, using a banishing ring or not Oblivion Ring, an Oblivion Ring on another Oblivion Ring. It was very peculiar. But anyway, let's see here. Giant Killer, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. That's a good effect, especially for 1 mana. Like, that's a pretty typical, like, white creature removal. These Smite the Monstrous, that sort of thing. But the fact that it is it's a little bit cheaper. I think Smite the Monstrous was like 3 and a white. Too good a pilot for aggro. Well, I appreciate that. I feel like I got to know my my goblin deck pretty well because, like, everything in there is pretty intentional. Like I took out the I took out all the big dragons because they weren't doing me any good. I took out honestly, I'm weighing whether or not I want to replace Scorching Dragonfire with Fire Prophecy. Honestly, I might experiment with that at some point later on. But yeah, it's a pretty lean, mean deck at this point. There's not a lot of... I think the most expensive thing is Inescapable Blaze and Reduced to Ashes, I guess, which honestly... Reduced to Ashes could probably stand to go in the garbage and maybe get replaced by, like, 2 more mountains. I don't know. Real quick, do new cards get added all the time? Does the meta constantly change, or is it more stable? Okay. So the way that Magic the Gathering works is cards are released in big sets. There used to be blocks, which were, and that was back in, like, that's how things were back in my day when I was playing Magic. And I think they were just starting to overturn the block structure as I was leaving. That wasn't my reason for leaving, but that's what was happening around the time. But the way the blocks worked is that they were 3 sets of cards, and they could range between like 180 cards to, like, I want to say like 250 cards for the large sets. And the blocks were all, like, themed around, like, one world, basically. So you had, like, Innistrad, which was this, like, gothic horror setting, where you had this angel called what was the angel's name? I'm blanking on her name now. Oh God, It's not Elspeth. It's not Cura. Those are both planeswalkers. What? Avacyn, the Archangel Avacyn. She disappeared, and so like the humans are now like under attack by monsters. So you had like all these good like tribal support for like werewolves and vampires and ghosts and zombies, and then you had the human faction. Lots of really cool stuff there. So you had, that was the world, that was the setting, that was the lore backstory, and then you had the 3 sets in there, which was Innistrad, Dark Ascension, and then Avacyn Restored. Because surprise, surprise, Avacyn comes back at the end. Nowadays, it's like more. It's like just. For a while there, I think they were just doing like 2-set blocks, and now they're just doing sets kind of as their own individual thing. Sometimes they can be linked, sometimes they won't be. So like if we were to go to packs, we could see all of the sets that are like the sets that are currently in standard, and then all the sets. So you had all the way back here to Kaladesh, which was, I think that's Chandra's home plane, where they're all like inventors and artificers and stuff. Then Amonkhet, which was like an Egyptian themed set. Ixalan, I'm not sure what Ixalan's was. All these sets are after I stopped playing. I might have no say in this with my limited experience, but I believe because they release more cards than by nature, it should constantly shake up. Yes and no. So they're not going to be like a constant trickle of like new cards coming in. It's like every several months, probably every 4 months, I'd say, there's going to be a new set that comes out that's going to bump out the oldest set. So I think there's now just like there are 6 sets in standard. The 6 most recent sets make up standard. It's no longer this issue, by the way, where so like you had. For a while there, you had 4 sets a year. You had the core set, which was more of an introductory product, but it like had appeal for normal players as well. And that's when you would see like a lot of like of the same cards being reprinted. So like Giant Spider's a classic card. You'd have, well, not Lightning Bolt, because Lightning Bolt is too powerful. But you'd have like Giant Spider, you'd have Sarah Angel, you'd have your counters and your unsummons, like your basic like meat and potato spells, and then you'd have the block. And so you'd have this issue where standard would be like, okay, so we have all of Innistrad as, you know, the whole Innistrad block. Then you'd have the core set in between, and then the whole of the next block, which was Return to Ravnica. So you'd have 7 sets in total. And then the first, I guess, and then you'd have the core set that would come after that. And then you would have the first set of the next block come out, which was, in that case, I believe that was Theros. And then the whole, like the back end of standard, so the entire Innistrad block was just booted, because it was all like using the same mechanics. Like there were shared mechanics throughout the whole Innistrad block. So you didn't just lose like the first set of Innistrad block, you'd lose the whole block, and then standard would suddenly like contract, where it's like just like 1 or 2 core sets, and then all of Ravnica, and then Theros. And then Theros would build up, and then the new core set would come out, and then the next block set would come out, and then all of Ravnica is just gone. Now, because the sets are their own thing, like the oldest set is Throne of Eldraine, which I looked this up. It's supposed to be like a King Arthur thing, right? When the next set after Call Time comes out, Eldraine will get booted, but just Eldraine, those, you know, 180, they're probably all large sets at this point, so like 250, 260 cards are going to get the boot, but that's it, rather than like a set of like 750 cards or something, right? Let's see here. With this Hearthstone, the one deck you like got rendered useless next month. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. That came with more of a nerf and buff cycle. But with this, though, can you use a really old deck that you like? Yeah. There's a historic mode that you can play. That's basically MTGA's version of Vintage, which is kind of silly if your oldest set is Kaladesh, whereas like Vintage goes back to the sets that were like released in the 90s. But yeah, so you've got the other core sets. So M19, M20, and then we're now in M21, as well as Throne of Eldraine, Theros Beyond Death, which goes back to Theros. Theros was a top-down, or a bottom-up, or no, top-down set. Top-down is where they focus on the theme, and then the mechanics derive from the theme. So the original Theros was like a Greek mythology themed set, right? And then this Theros Beyond Death returns that, dealing with the fallout of, I guess, the death or disappearance of Xenagos, who was masquerading as a god for a while. He was actually a planeswalker. It was a whole thing. Then Ikoria, Lair of the Behemoths, which is like a kaiju based set. Like there's big monsters in it, to the point that, oh my god, there's actually it's fucking Gojira. Oh no, goodness gracious. And then M21, which is another core set. Zendikar Rising. I didn't realize they came out with another Zendikar set. Okay. I mean, Zendikar is a cool place. And then Kaldheim, which is like this Norse-inspired set. So these are the 6 sets that are currently in Standard. A new set will come out at some point in the next few months, and then Eldraine will get kicked back. I don't think I have any Eldraine cards, but it keeps things fresh without like this massive like elastic, rubber banding of the environment like that they used to have with the old block structure. Which sense? Only one set gets the boot. Yeah. Yes, you do. And here's the thing. I have like I've gone on record saying I think Magic the Gathering is one of the best designed games ever. Period. Richard Garfield, the creator of Magic the Gathering, was like he's a mathematician by trade, or was. And you can tell, like, and he was a guy who loved board games. Like, he actually apparently got his hands on, like, a German copy of Settlers of Catan, went back when it was just called Siedlers, which is, like, German for settlers, and, like, brought it to the U.S. with his own, like, hand-translated notes that he got, like, from a friend as to how to play it, because he loved, like, tabletop games, and decided to make one of his own. And from there, like, the design philosophy for Magic the Gathering has always seemed like they really know what they're doing. What's his name? Mark Rosewater, who's the current head of design at Wizards of the Coast for Magic the Gathering, does a bi-weekly podcast called Drive to Work, because he literally records it as he drives to work. It's a really interesting, it's a fun podcast, because it's fun to hear people talk with passion about things that they're extremely knowledgeable about. Mark Rosewater has been at Wizards of the Coast for over 25 years. Actually, folks, give me 1 second here. I've got a phone call that might be nothing, but it might be something. Okay. It sucks to be in that period of time where you're like, where you kind of have to pick up strange numbers because it might actually be something important, so long as it's not like actively labeled as a spam risk by your phone's thing. Anyway, but yeah, so the point that I was gonna make is, what was I gonna say? There's not, like, nerfing doesn't happen because all of these cards in the game reflect cards that have to be physically printed. So, like, there's really extensive testing done to determine, like, whether or not something is balanced. Occasionally you'll get, like, banned cards, but generally things are pretty locked down, which I admire deeply. Let's see here. Yeah, let me see here. Because of its interaction, not just a dumping ground like Wild and Hearthstone. Sounds like they really take their time creating these sets too. They really do. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into these sets. Aren't zoo decks a thing in Magic? And exactly what are they here? I assume just a deck filled with low-cost creatures and lands. Okay, so it's been a while since I've played Hearthstone. Remind me again what exactly a zoo deck is, because I mean, like, generally, like, if you want to look at, like, how the balance of power has shifted in Magic the Gathering over time, the biggest change that's happened since, like, the 90s is spells have become not as powerful and creatures have grown a lot in strength. So, like, there's no, like, you had stuff like Grey Ogre, which I don't even remember what exactly Grey Ogre was, but I know it sucked by, like, modern standards. Grey Ogre. Yeah, so Grey Ogre is a vanilla 2/2 for 3 mana. Like, you just don't play that sort of stuff anymore. Lots of stackable little critters that just get out of control. Yeah, that would probably be, like, what you'd call, like, a white weenie deck. With some, like, token support and buffs and equipment and stuff. But anyway, let's enough of the yammering. Let's go to adventure. I want to see exactly what all this stuff does. +2/+1, so it's a combat trick, or a 1/1 flyer for 1, which isn't awful. Giant Killer, which is pretty cool. It's a better Smite the Monstrous. Edgewall Innkeeper, whenever you cast a spell that has an adventure on it. Adventure, new mechanic for me, by the way. That you buff up and get more favorable trades and eventually over. Yeah, that's what you're discussing is a white weenie deck, which is like that's the sort of deck that I grew up on, kind of. At some point, if I've got my old, if I can still get access to my old, what was it? It wasn't Gatherer. There was like there was a Magic the Gathering, like, deck building website that I had a profile on, and I built different stuff on it. If I can still get access to that, I might actually show that off on stream at some point, just to, like, do a little nostalgia trip. Whenever you cast an adventure, draw a card. That's cool. Don't know if I'd pack 4 of them in there, but whatever. Shepherd the Flock, return permanent you control to its owner's hand. Oh, it's freaking Otto's dinner time. Excuse me, folks. We're gonna get back to playing soon, I promise. Dinner time, my bean. Shepherd of the Flock, which has an adventure. It's a 3/1, so basically that little dwarven knight dude, whatever his name is. I'll tell you what, like, there's so much, like, new, for lack of a better word, technology that has come out for Magic the Gathering. So, like, the quest frame, or the saga frame. Like there's lots of cool. There's so much cool stuff in Magic the Gathering. It's like to simply have like let's say a 40 card deck that's just land and vanilla creatures by itself. Like there's so much tactics that can be involved in like smart trades and sort of anticipating what your opponent is going to do with the blocking. Like it's such a good it's the exact Magic the Gathering, you heard this here first, is the opposite of The Sims 4, to where the core of the game is so good that like you can build off of it in really interesting ways. By the way, this is a wild fucking mana curve they've got here. It's not terrible, it just looks funny to me. Shepherd of the Flock, return target permanent to its owner's you control to its owner's hand. Okay. So, like, you could get rid of, like, a pacifism or something like that. I get that. Sword Flame Squire. There's lots of adventures in this deck, huh? Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Space combat trick. Garenberg Squire. Whenever you cast an adventure spell, gets +1/+1 until end of turn. I'd love it if that was permanent, but whatever. Flying 2/3 for 3 mana is decent by itself. Tap 2 target creatures, even better. With Dizzying Swoop. Got Anonymous dabbing in chat. Don't know what to make of that. Mysterious Pathlighter. Banishing Light, I already know what that does. Each creature you control that has an adventure enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. That's cool. I like that. Lovestruck Beast. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so that's from, what is it? Throne of Eldraine, which, again, was like an Arthurian and Grimm's Fairy Tale type thing. So that's, I don't think Beauty and the Beast wasn't a Grimm's Fairy Tale, but still, like, you got, that's neat. Create a white 1/1 human creature token. Lovestruck Beast cannot attack unless you control a 1/1 creature. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's neat. That's real. Oh, that is supreme flavor right there. I like that a lot. See, that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, like where the flavor and the mechanics just come. Oh, that's cool. Wandermare, which is a 3/3 for 3, which counters up, which is nice. Oakham Ranger. I'll tell you what, Throne of Eldraine. There's like this cycle of these cards where it's like 4 hybrid mana for something, for like a nice kind of solid uncommon, which is cool. That is what we in Magic the Gathering, that's what we call a cycle. You have a bunch of cards that like one for either each color or like sometimes it's color pairings. I wish actually there was like represented somewhere here the color wheel. I guess you can see if I'd almost be tempted to boot up Large and in Charge for in a bot match to explain this, but like there's actually really interesting like color relationships based on how they're laid out in the color wheel, so that like each color has 2 allied and 2 enemy colors. The 2 colors that are next to it on the color wheel are its allies, and the 2 colors that are not touching it are its enemies. So like white is enemy or is allies with green and blue, and it like shares features with those, and then its enemies with black and red. So like white is all like thematically white is about order and structure and the group over the individual, and red is all about like personal expression and individual freedom, and black is all about like ambition, like personal ambition and doing what you need to do to advance your own interests. And it's very cool. Define tap creatures. I don't exactly know what you're referring to. Unless, are you talking about like Giant Killer? Because to tap a target creature just means that, I feel like this game might not actually explain tapping that well. It means that it's basically, it's in the state that it's in after it attacks, to where it cannot attack or block or use any of its tapped abilities. But Victory's Envoy, I've seen this card before. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control, which seems really good, and I'd like to run 4 of them. Ironscale Hydra. Honestly, if I can fit them in, I'd love to run some Elysian Caryatids in here. And also 4 Temples of Plenty. But those are rares, and I only have 2 rare wild cards. I feel like I might have used like 3, maybe like 2, at least 2 up to 4 rare wild cards with my Gerblin deck. But whatever. Let's give this a shot. Let's just put this against a real person. Why not? I'm gonna lose, almost certainly, but it's fine. Yeah, kind of. If it was an instant ability, you could do it on your opponent's turn to keep those creatures from attacking. And I guess they would also be kept from blocking the next turn as well, because they don't untap until the beginning of your next turn. So let's see here. We got a decent chunk of land here, which is good. I think we could do Fairy Guide Mother and then Silverflame Squire, probably. I don't know. Let's keep and find out. Let's fuck around and find Trout. Actually, you know what? No, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Fairy Guide Mother, then our Squire. Then turn 3, we slap on Alert on Fairy Guide Mother, and also put a token on Garenberg Squire. Clarion Spirit has a second spell each turn. Okay, interesting. Actually, I feel good about this plan. This seems like a really good deck to start with. Like, I'm sure that the Gerblin deck needed some help. Like, those fucking Molten Ravagers, gone. Get them out of here. Those 0/4 dudes, no, fuck off. I've got, not worth the card in the deck. The Dragons, low-key useless. It's a deck that wanted to be fast, but just wasn't built for speed as it was sort of initially constituted. So let's do this. The untap ability on this is also really interesting, because you could attack with something and then use it as a blocker. A buffed up blocker, no less. Hold on. What? I'm confused. Need to have gone on the adventure first. Okay, so that only... Well, I'm glad he didn't block, because I guess that only resolves if you actually cast the spell itself rather than the adventure. Okay, that's good to know. Seemed like more of a mid-range thing. Yeah, I mean, this is... it's a whole thing. Unsummon was a decent tempo play, I guess. So I guess okay, I'm slowly getting stuff. This is a deck that is going to be probably pretty useless in a couple of months when Eldraine goes out, because I'm seeing a lot of Eldraine stuff. I guess that's where the adventure mechanic comes from. We have not drawn a fifth land, by the way. I just wanted to point that out. put him out. Okay, so that's... You have to actually cast the creature spell. I gotcha. I gotcha. I understand you now. Okay, I don't even know if I'd describe it as mid-range. Here's the thing. It was still an aggro deck, right? That's what it was built for, but it was not as fast as it could be. That's and what am I talking about? I've got 2 Blossoming Sands. Those are lands. Ignore me. I'm a fucking crazy person, all right? Silver Flame Squire is going to boost him as well, which is dope as shit. I should have played... Well, Garenberg, whatever. It wouldn't have really mattered one way or the other. Return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. Okay, so that could allow you to use adventures again, which is kind of cool. Got this damn spirit token here. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's be kind of silly about this. Let's adventure that back into our hands. And no attacks for now. Fortunately, Wandermare has gotten pretty beefy. So we can kind of hold off their groundlings. Wall of Runes is annoying, but not awful. See, I don't know if I would say the OG Goblin was mid-range, though. I think he was just shitty aggro. Because, like, mid-range wants for more, like, good solutions, right? Like, it's hard to build a mono... no blocks. It's hard to build a mono-red mid-range, is the thing. Honestly, I do think I would just say that the starting mono red deck was just like a shitty aggro deck, because like it was mostly focused on like attacks and creatures. It wasn't particularly good at being aggro. No blocks from their spirit, which I'm okay with. Let's play Shepherd of the... No, let's hold off on that for now. Honestly, what we should have done, we should have played the other Garenbrig Squire. I'm still learning how this deck is played in my defense. I'm liking it, though, honestly. Like, it seems pretty nice and synergistic. Let's resolve that. That's unfortunate, though. That they're water not. Put a lot of effort into making that good. Best scenario is that we get another Shepherd of the Flock and recall it, but even then it just goes back to a 3/3. But yeah, like a mid-range deck would have more actual answers to things. Like it would have, honestly, the deck as I currently have it constituted, like has more mid-range features to it than the deck originally did. Just because it has more removal in the form of like shock and Scorching Dragonfire, and some reduced to ash, I suppose. I don't really know what I'm doing, is the issue here. Let's just kind of Do this. And do this. This buffing of my frickin' Wandermare is making me really sad. How many of these do I have in the deck? Do I have like 3 of these? Because if I don't, I would like that. I would say that's a reductive view of mid-range. But I mean, kind of. Like, mid-range is so you have, like, really the vast majority of decks fall into the category of either aggro or control, or they fall between that, which is your mid-range. You also have, like, combo decks, which are more weird, and because they're a lot more contingent, it's harder. Like, it's harder to classify combo decks. Where were you, Edgewall Innkeeper? Your time to shine has passed, mein Freunde. I'd love some card drawing in this. I really would. But I don't think that this is the deck for that to happen in. Honestly, I've gotten surprisingly close to victory here, just by kind of derping my way through. I haven't really been paying that much attention to my opponent because I'm mostly focusing on the deck. It's so weird. Like, I feel like I need to play like 3 or 4 games with this deck just straight out. Okay, cool. Thanks for no blocks, I guess. You could have blocked with Warden of Evos Isle and maybe won. That was a nice little surprise success. I wasn't anticipating that. But, you know, I'll take it. Okay, so here's a good question. What the fuck is a Mastery Orb? I feel like... Have I gotten one of these before? Purchasing the Mastery Path. What is a Mastery Orb? I don't want to unlock it. No. Go away. There are 8 pages of this mastery shit. Which, hey. And this is Kaldheim. Set mastery expires in days count. Days. Unspent orbs from the previous set. What the fuck are orbs, though? Okay, so we can invest these orbs. Oh, we actually have this. Cosmetic only for Breakneck Berserker. Okay. So we can like okay, so these are just for cosmetic versions of the cards, which I can get behind. I like their little premium, like their version of foil. I dig it. I do. Okay, I'll look at Stomp Stomp. Jesus Christ. I think I've played like a game or 2 with Stomp Stomp. Let's look at what this does. Okay, I feel like okay, Bushwag I'm familiar with. Scorch Dragonfire, Unleash Fury, that's the thing. Is still Elysian Caryatid, Nessian Hornbeetle, Ram Through, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage. Okay, Bone Crusher Giant, I've seen this dude before, he's an adventure thing. Target of spell deals damage to that controller, can't be damaged, 2 damage to any target. Seems pretty good. Dreamstalker Manticore, that's always whenever you see something that has like that starry bullshit on the artwork, that's Theros related, because that's the power of Nyx, which is like the divine realm. Hornbash Mentor. What does this dude do again? Oh yeah, that's right. He does nothing. He's not super useful. I mean, he wouldn't be terribly out of place in my Gerblin deck. Except with a face like that, he's not going to trigger raid. So what's even the point? Hornbash Mentor, put a trample counter on a non-human creature you control, so he exempts himself. First Iroan Games, the Saga. I've seen this before. Create a soldier token, buff him up. So honestly, this works in its own little like self-contained environment because you can do a soldier creature token, put counters on him, trigger the card draw, and then get a gold token. Heart of Keld. It's a legendary creature, which is cool. Bonecrusher Giant is great. He looks pretty good, honestly. It feels so weird to see like these really good cards that you only have like one copy of, because like, and the exception to this is my Gerblin deck, which does run a single copy of Inescapable Blaze. But generally, if the card is good enough to run a single copy of, it's good enough to run 2 copies of it. Let's see here. Heart of Keld has a lot of text on it, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. I've seen this dude before. He just can't attack if you don't have another creature that has a power of 4 greater, which means that if you have 2 of these dudes, they fulfill their own requirement. Leafkin Avenger, add green for each creature you control with power of 4 or greater. That's not bad, actually. And then deals damage equal to its power. That second ability is kind of trash, but I like the first one. Rampart Shambler. I've seen this dude before. See, that's another part of that vertical cycle I was talking about. Can't be blocked by knights or walls, which I feel like was more important in Throne of Eldraine, which I feel like had probably lots of knights and walls. Terror of the Peaks, which is a fun card that I haven't used much. Return of Wild Speaker. Choose one. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control, or non-human creature you control gains. Okay, so this, unless I'm very much mistaken, that's Garruk, who's like one of the classic like green planeswalkers, and that might this whole arc might be a reference to him breaking Liliana's curse, because for a while Garruk was cursed by Liliana. That was part of the Innistrad thing. Volcanic Salvo, this spell, X-Less to cast, total power creature you control, deal 6 damage to each up to 2 target creatures planeswalkers. Volcanic Salvo actually seems pretty useful. This Volcanic Salvo might actually find its way into my Gerblin deck to replace. I don't know. That's a steep cost though. Even with a bunch of Gerblins on the field, they're all mostly 1 power, 2 power. If I have Goblin Trashmaster out, so maybe not. Okay, let's give this a shot. Let's play a game. Stomp. Rampart Smasher is pretty nasty too. I'll bet. 5 power for 4 mana is pretty cool. Especially 4 variable mana. Yeah, this is a good opening hand. Except I don't have any green mana, which I have just now realized is going to be a fucking problem if I can't draw a forest immediately. Problem with judging by monocolor standards. I was like, it'll be fine. I can get Elysian Caryatid out, and it'll be fine. I can mana fix all day, but I can't. Temple of Triumph. Oh no. I fucked up. I have to start over. Honestly, if I don't draw a forest this turn, okay. We're a little bit behind the curve here, but fuck it, we'll make do. It's fine. God, this is gonna be a rough start, man. Hey, another forest. Cool. What do we do? I don't know. Let's do this. And then this. And then we pray. Here's a fun piece of Magic the Gathering trivia for y'all. There was a time... What does this thing do? Dies. Target knight you control. Yeah, so knights were a big thing back then, huh? Back in the day, the classic... the original run of land cards... actually specifically stated that you had to like tap them for mana, which I think that's charming. I think that's funny. That used to be a thing. Don't want to attack with Elysian Caryatid. Probably not going to block with Venerable Knight, although they could buff the other knight. It's not going to kill it because they're tapped out. So they don't have any combat tricks available to them. That's fine. Dude, Leafkin Avenger. We can do a little bit of mana fixing off that. Not mana fixing, but mana generation. You know what I'm talking about. Honestly, generally, these multicolor decks, from what I've seen, look like they're going to require less tweaking than the monocolor decks. Okay. No blocks. I'll tank 4 damage. This is an exploratory mission anyway. We don't really need to win. I could have tricks. Got some mana open for combat tricks. But let's attack anyway. Volcanic Salvo could actually... Let's do Leafkin Avenger as well. As a decent little blocker. We can at least block their knights. Yeah, if we can get another... We might actually have this a win in the bag here, folks. Bring our trainer. The target knight you can... Is that until end of turn? Yeah, until end of turn. Is 6 and 10. I'm gonna... Oh! Are you gonna do it? Let's... Yeah, so now they're forcing me to block something. Let's block Mr. Big Boy. Do you have double strike? No, trample. Okay. I'm glad I blocked him because that trample would have fucked me up anyway. Yeah. Oh, sir, you have fucked yourself regardless. Yeah, he's looking. It's like, wait, can I use Ardenvale Tactician? No, you cannot. You missed the trigger for it anyway. I was gonna attack him and then swing in with Volcanic Salvo. I didn't need to. All right. I like this deck. This deck seems pretty cool. Like I said, the multicolor decks seem to be, on balance, better than the mono decks did starting off. And I think that makes a certain amount of sense, because those are your starting decks. They don't want to throw too much at you at once. But I like this. I like it a lot. This is not a usable opening hand, of course. Well... let's keep it. Let's be dumb. Let's keep it and be dumb. We only need to pull one mountain, which we didn't just now, but we might later. Or something that can generate red mana, granted. If we pull a dual land of some kind, hey, there we go. Play that first. No attacks for now. I don't want my bushwag to get bushwhacked. Dreamstalker Manticore. So no attacks. I mean, honestly, like, I feel... Is it just me, or does green have more card drawing lately? Because green used to not do a lot of card drawing. Card drawing is primarily the realm of blue. Because, like... Because card drawing is, like, your hand kind of represents, like, the spells you have in mind. And blue is all about, like, the cerebral, in a very literal sense. Hey, let the attack through. I was unsure as to whether or not he was going to block or not. Yeah, this deck seems good. But yeah, so you had blue as just like the straight up like pay mana to draw cards, and then you have black, which is basically pay a little bit of mana and also life to draw cards. Let's get their 3/3 lifelinker out of the fucking way. See, that's very nice that that's just a straight deal damage rather than a fight mechanic. It makes it much more useful as, like, strict card removal. Straight up bad boy management. By the way, so I've been playing a little bit more Binding of Isaac Repentance, by the way. I feel like they had buffed and then went back and nerfed a bunch of like normal enemies. I feel like projectiles are moving more slowly or moving closer to their original speeds again, and some enemies that seem to be moving faster are back to their old speed again. Let's buff this bad boy. I don't know. Who do we want to buff? Kind of like my... Like... You know... Okay, so I think... I'm going to just buff my Manticore. Putting all my eggs in one basket like that probably isn't the smartest thing in the world to do. But fuck it. And I am going to do this. I'm going to take advantage while I can. I'm going to have to discard at least one of these cards, but that's okay. I will have to discard exactly one of these cards, but that's all right. What don't I want? Oh, shit. You know what I could have fucking done? I had the mana for it. I could have used... No, never mind. This is 2 mana, not 1 mana. Yeah, let's just get rid of these mountains. I don't need it. I don't need it. It's so nice to have land. I feel like having only 22 lands has an outsized impact on the amount of land that I'm drawing on my my Gerblin deck. That's fair. I get that. But I'm still gonna fuck you though. Not gonna lie. I feel like Almighty Brushwag is not pulling his weight. I feel like his ability is neat, but it might be a little bit too cumbersome to use, although it might actually win me the game. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. 2 attackers. Equal in power. Let's see which one she blocks. Okay. She's blocking that one. That makes sense. Let it ride for now. I will just put in Rampart Smasher. It cannot be blocked by walls. It's worth mentioning. I thought if she didn't block the Brushwag, I would have used his ability and then doubled his power with Unleash Fury. I don't like this dude. Not one bit. I do not like him, Sam I am. Another Banishing Light? Fuck you, dude. Like, it's a good card. Oh, and of course, this fucking thing didn't actually activate because I didn't control a creature. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. I would have liked that. I mean, I don't really need the card draw. The card draw is kind of irrelevant at this point. He can only have so many Banishing Lights. I'm sorry. The Return of the Wild Speaker has put me in a really good position to just kind of like keep putting more dudes out for at least a hot minute. Probably get through with either Leafkin Avenge. Well, we can get through with Rampart Smasher. Well, no, I guess he can still block with Hollowed Priest. That's true. Hello, Bert McMaud. G'day. Always good to see new friends in chat. You have actually come sort of towards the end of the stream. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday from 3:30 to 5:30. And today, obviously, we're playing a little bit of Magic the Gathering Arena. So feel free to put up your feet and have a good old time. I've seen Horn Beetle. Mm-hmm. 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 It's like, why can't I block Rampart Smasher with my wall? Oh. Okay. Well, I recognize the name. I just wasn't sure if you were watching the whole time or jumped back in. I don't know. If you've been watching the whole time, I commend you, sir. I appreciate it. Okay, well. All right. Honestly, that's probably about the smartest way that he could have done his, Okay, well, fuck you, dude. Get boned! Get boned! I do wish I'd put those damn tokens on my soldier. I really do. Oh, balls. It's this chick. Oh, and she's going to be a pain every damn turn. I need to win this, like, now. I mean, he's completely... He's got nothing in hand, which does make me feel okay. I'm out of dudes, though, is the thing. I'm all out of dudes. Oh, let's just swing with this dude. Oh, well, shit. That's not even fucking... This person appears to have recovered, so I'm not that worried anymore. Actually, hold on. Hold on. Remember that ability that I said was garbage? Ignore me, for I am a fool. I should have been using that earlier. But we've got him. If we can survive this turn, we've got him. And I think we can. Unless they pulled something fancy, which they appear to have done. Okay, that's good. Oh, they lifelink. Oh! Terror of the Peaks. Fucking go. No attacks. God damn it. Oh, God. This is gonna get dumb with a quickness. God, that lifelink is really rough, huh? Even if we block... Yeah. Why are you getting... Dudes, what? It doesn't matter. GG, my dude. You got it. I think if I'd used Leafkin Avenger's ability a couple times more, I think I could have actually had that game. But I overlooked it. Let's see what we can replace Almighty Bushwag with, because I don't think I'm quite feeling it. Doesn't seem like his ability's fun, and it's cool. It's cool to see a little creature that starts off with. Can it use? Can it? I guess it could hit creatures. Well, fuck. Leafkin Avenger, better card than I thought it was. For late game. I had... Yeah. Oh, okay. No, okay. In my defense, it's target player or planeswalker. Cannot target creatures, so I feel better about that. I should have... What I could have done is loaded up with some counters at some point and done things that way. But let's see here. Honestly, let's maybe... give ourselves another Elysian Caryatid. Because we have them. We have a... No, we don't have a fourth one. Fuck. What is that? It's a common... I've got 8 commons. Feral Roar is slower slightly... I'm gonna call it... Feral Roar is shittier... Giant Growth. Stony Strength is kind of good-ish. I don't know. I don't want to be with... I don't know. I'll take Brushwag out for another stroll. But he's on thin ice. He's going to have to prove himself a worthy member of this team if he intends to keep working for this company. Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, I like having a little, even if it is just a 1/1, I like having a body out there. Something to play on turn 1. It's good. So here's what we could do. I think we play Rugged Highland first. Both of them first, actually. Turn 1, turn 2. Turn 2, we get out our Brushwag. And then on turn 3, we can get out Dreamstalker Manticore instead of getting him out on turn 4, which is what we'd have to do if we played, like, Forest, Rugged Highlands, Rugged Highlands. I mean, I rag on the stuff like Rugged Highlands. It's fine. Like, the life gain is fine. It's nice. Again, it's better than a Guildgate. But the Scrylands are so much... Like, scrying is so valuable. Nope. Do that. Then Brushwag. Honestly... I think Warden of the Chained is the correct turn 3 play. And then we'll play Dreamstalker Manticore on turn 4 so that he can attack. Careless Celebrant and a Serrated Scorpion. Which I don't love Serrated Scorpion, but I'll take him over something that has Death Touch. Or something that, like, pings something else with some damage. I mean, okay. I wasn't super worried about him, but, you know, you do you, boo. You know, Warden of the Chained honestly kind of reminds me of, what was he? Loxodon Smiter. Although I think Loxodon Smiter might have been 5 power. I gotta double check that actually. Well, he's doing whatever it is he's doing. Loxodon Smiter. Yeah, he was a 4/4, but he couldn't be countered, and he had another ability that's gonna take too long to explain. They did not attack, it appears, which is cool. Let's do the other forest. Let's play Dreamstalker Manticore. And the other Brushwag. He's probably going to block with Serrated Scorpion, which is fine. Nope. Just took the damage. Took it like a man. I respect that. I think we saved Scorching Dragonfire for something else. These little dudes don't worry me that much. A murder isn't super cool. I don't appreciate that. But I will have a Rampart Smasher next turn, so I'm not too salty about it, honestly. I think Dreamstalker Manticore does us more good on the field for like a big push later. Evolving Wilds. Okay. I didn't even realize Evolving Wilds was in this game, but I get it. Evolving Wilds, which I think got reprinted as Terramorphic Expanse at one point. This dude does not have Trample. This dude has Trample, but okay, let's. I wish one of these dudes had Trample so I could like Dreamstalker Manticore or Rampart Smasher, but whatever. Life this turn. Let's ram him through. Opponent controls. Deals 2 damage. Go to next for now. If perchance they don't block one of these mooks, that does seem like the thing to do. Okay. Do that. They're down to The Brushwag is probably going to get killed. Which is whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know if Brushwag is really earning its keep right now. Dogged Pursuit. Well, that's just fucking shitty, and I don't like that one bit. Okay. Actually, no. Fuck it. Because either they're going to block with it, and its ability will trigger, or... Oh, wait. What happened there? It's Rated Scorpion dies. It deals... It didn't die, though. It got exiled. Aha! Okay, good to know. Wasn't thinking of that, but that was accidental smartness on my part. Raid Bombardment with no creatures seems like a less than useful ability. GG, my friend. GG. Okay, Born Loser. I'll give you credit where credit is due. This deck does seem pretty cool. All right, let's... I know Julia's going to be a little bit late coming home, so, you know, we got a little bit more time. Let's figure out what we want to replace the Brushwag with. Heartfire Immolator. Is Prowess. I forget that Prowess is an evergreen ability now. That was introduced in Tarkir, if memory serves. As a red and blue ability? Yeah. It's got to be red and blue because it's when you cast a non-creature spell, and blue and red tend to care about non-creature spells. It's basically the one thing they could figure out to do with Izzet, which was the blue-red guild. Let's see. Prowess. Sacrifice Heartfire Immolator deals damage equal to its power to a target planeswalker. Okay. So you could cast a bunch of cheap spells, power this dude up, and then sacrifice him. That's cool. Makes sense. That's ability scans. Let's edit this deck. See if there's anything else we want to do. I mean, like, my initial instinct is like, oh, we could do... we could put in Shock, or we could do like a Fire Prophecy or something. Well, not Fire Prophecy, but like a Shock or a Raging Goblin or something. Honestly, Raging Goblin, I don't know if Raging Goblin is better than Almighty Brushwag. What's your... Okay, the flavor text is pretty good. Laughed at the Brushwag, which is a hunter's expression, meaning they died unexpectedly. His ability is just a little bit too... Like, honestly, if... I would rather this creature, if its ability cost, like, a mana less and just put a single +1/+1 counter on him, because at least you could build him up over time. Whereas this just feels a little bit... I don't know. I'm not quite... Honestly... How do I feel about Jungle Delver instead of Almighty Brushwag? Better? I mean, that's basically what I just described. I don't know if... I don't know. I do know that I want these Elysian Caryatids. No. Stop that. I want to Oh! No, I actually... Okay, blah, 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 blah. I do have... Where is the Elysian Caryatid? Here it is. I do have 4. I just have 4 of the fancy version. So let's take out at least one Almighty Brushwag. Nessian Hornbeetle honestly seems like a good card. Masked Vandal is a shapeshifter. He's a changeling. There haven't been changelings in Magic the Gathering for a while. Yeah, I know he has trample. His ability just seems too costly to be worth it. Not to be worth it, but like... not to mention you can buff up his damage. Spell. Yeah. I don't know. I'll keep him in for now, but I'm cutting him down to 2. I want more Elysian Caryatids. Honestly, another Elysian Caryatid might make the Brushwag more worth it. How many fucking... Okay, how many... We're running only 24 lands. Okay, that's good. The starter decks seem to really like running 25, which is not optimal. I don't know. I'm looking for things to make improvements on. And I'm not seeing a lot. Like, this deck does seem genuinely good. I'm kind of tinkering around the edges here. I don't even know if I want to fucking replace him right now. Let's keep him in for another game. We're going to do one more game. We're going to see if we can win. This deck does seem to be doing pretty well. All things considered, I like having a deck with lots of mana in it for once. I mean, this feels like a low-key recipe for success, but I don't think I'm actually going to go with this. We can do... Mulligan, another Brushwag. Yeah, let's keep this 6. Honestly, let's do this. Play Rugged Highlands first, get that out of the fucking way. Do Brushwag next, and then Dreamstalker Manticore. Well, it did. I mean, did you try blowing? I mean, it's a bold strategy, but it might have worked. Piper of the Swarm. Okay, I know him. I know this deck. This might suck for us, honestly. This might get a little bit fucky here. But that's okay. I don't think I ever actually used my my gold token last game. See, this is what I keep talking about. It's like, I know exactly what I'm going to do next turn. Like, you're on turn 3. Like, I don't understand taking this long to make a decision unless you just don't know your deck. God, that seems like a really good ability. I kind of wish I had my freaking Scorching Dragonfire now. Oops. Oh, well. I'm not going to block your stupid Death Touch thing, man. Just go on through. Honestly, I'd rather him be attacking me with Typhoid Rats rather than... Eight or more cards in their graveyard. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Now the rogue enters the battlefield. Your opponent mills 2 cards. Okay. So I'm definitely going to use Hornbash Mentor to buff up what's his face. I think Rimrock Knight is in this deck, I want to say. And yeah, I've heard that the mobile ports for this aren't great. The most common complaint I've seen is it's meh. Why do other people run removal? Why can't I just be the only person to run removal? This deck seems pretty good that they've got here. Not gonna lie. Oh well. Fuck you with Rampart Smasher, I guess. And then Hornbash Mentor next turn. Put Trample on him seems real good. But yeah, I've heard that the mobile ports are pretty buggy and that it's really small on the screen, which I kind of... Just because, like, you need to represent lands, you need to represent your hand, you need to represent the field. You know, it's funny. When I first saw this card, this Piper the Swarm, I was like, I want him in a deck, but if I had one, I'd want, like, 2 more. My Volcanic Salvo, man. That's not cool. See, he keeps attacking me with his fucking Typhoid Rats, and I don't quite understand why. Because... it's like a Death Touch creature is way more useful when it can't... When it's like just locking down your opponent's attacks. You know? I don't know. Whatever. I think play the first Erroan games. Buff Brushwag. So he's a 4/4 with Trample that could become a 7/7 with Trample. When we get around to that eventually. What the fuck? Oh no! Shit! Fuck, I forgot he could do that. God damn it. Well, at least the Death Touch dude is out of the fucking way. Ugh! Yeah. Oi, oi, fucking yoy. Fuck you, dude. You took my Rampart Smasher. That's no good at all. That's unfortunate. Oh, and he's got a fucking Nightmare as well. I don't think any of the decks in... Unless maybe Black is running Nightmare. I don't know. Nightmare's a good card as these things go. I mean, he's got fucking Trample now. Jeebus Creebus. I mean, fucking let the right one in, I suppose. He's got that up as a big fucking fun goalie. Let's hold off on that for now. I don't know. Ugh. I feel like I've probably lost this game, but it's okay. That Piper the Swarm is it's a problem. Oh, so it is like a deliberate Pied Piper thing though, because it's the Throne of the Eldraine as well. Gosh, there's like Venge of Ravens. I'm liking a lot of these Throne of the Eldraine cards, honestly. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Oh shit! I probably should have played Temple of Abandon, but whatever. He's got a flyer. I can't deal with it. GG, my friend. Okay, let's try one more game. And then we'll call it a day. But I'm gonna do Stomp Stomp again because people seem to be enjoying that. And then I'll do the sign off and see y'all on Thursday. Possibly for more of this. I don't know. I might get in touch with Sam and see if she's up for more magic or not magic, Minecraft. Magical Minecraft. This seems like an okay hand. I'll keep it for now. I don't like Granny Goggles up here. Whatever. I think they're mulliganing. They're trying to figure out what they want to get rid of. Incidentally, the mulligan rule that this game uses, I don't know if Magic has actually like updated how mulligans are handled in general. But in traditional Magic the Gathering, what you would do to mulligan is you would just discard your hand and then draw one card fewer than the last hand that you drew. So if it's your... Yes, red. Oh, I see. Okay. I was like, why did they just say red? Because it's what battlefield tapped. Okay, that's interesting. It's a Snowland. Drift Veil. I see why it's a common, but that's a neat common. It's sort of a it's a less convoluted. Honestly, I think I'd just take an Evolving Wilds though. Because that lets you actually pluck a card from your deck. Which is nice for, like, card fixing. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, with enough experience and a good enough deck, again, it's not for nothing that I said I was... Oh, he killed my beetle. Man... That's unfortunate. This deck, I feel, is wanting for a little bit more removal. But whatever. Yeah, I don't quite know like what your ideal hand is going to look like for this deck yet. Cool artwork. I'll tell you what, like Magic the Gathering artwork is some of the best in the business. I love it. And it's funny because like Magic art hasn't always been as good as it is now. Like you look at some of those like old cards, like especially from like early on in the game's history, and you're like, whew. So y'all were just basically picking up whoever was just around that day. Blizzard Brawl. Choose a target creature control and target creature you don't control. Control 3 or more snow permanents that creature you control. It's indestructible. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I see that. I see what they're doing there. Got my Rampart Smasher out. Smasher. Not Smatcher. I feel okay about this game so far. I think if I could do Unleash Fury on like Rampart Smasher or something, that would be nice. It's a burr. Snowland card. At the very least, this looks like a deck they made themselves. It looks like they opened a lot of Kaldheim to do it, and they built this from the ground up, or maybe they've just been playing longer than I have. I don't know. I do like, by the way, how this game gives you fucking 75 deck slots. That's very generous. I think if they gave you any more than that, you would just run into like a fucking memory issue. Are they going to block with anything? They've got to block with something, right? Uh-huh. Okay. Cool. Oh, dang, because he's got trampled, doesn't he? Oh, shit, son. Oops. Oops, indeed, my friend. Grandma Goggle's about to get fucked. They're probably thinking, like, okay, can I pull out of this? Do I have enough? Can I put down enough creatures to block? I've got Yorn, God of Winter, who looks low-key like Henry Cavill's Garrett. Did I say Garrett or Geralt? Because if I said Garrett, I obviously meant Geralt. Incidentally, apparently season 2 of The Witcher just wrapped filming, like their principal photography recently, which I'm super into. Like, I really like that show. Where is this buff coming from? The other snow permanents you control. Gotcha. Well, at least they saw through to the bitter end. They didn't just concede, which I kind of respect. I mean, obviously, I don't respect myself because I constantly concede when I know things aren't going my way. But yeah, that's Magic the Gathering, folks. And you get a little bit more insight into... I mean, Born Loser, I know that I squared off against you the other day, but now you get to see a little bit of the wheels turning, how I actually think about, you know, stuff. And I think... I don't know. Like I said, I'm competent at Magic the Gathering. I'm not... Like, if you put a really good deck in my hands, I could probably win pretty consistently with that. But, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, I enjoyed this, and I hope y'all enjoyed this as well. If Sam's up for more Minecraft, I'll probably do more Minecraft on Thursday, and if not, I'm not gonna lie, probably gonna be more Magic. But anyway, until next time, y'all, I am Ned Finn. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.